America podcast hosted by OG Foxy.
Welcome to Black Men in America podcast. I'm your host, OG Foxy. In today's episode, we'll explore the fierce battle between Kamala Harris and Tim Walz versus Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. From poll stats and endorsements to the most pressing issues and controversies, we cover it all. So let's start diving into the details shaping this pivotal election. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has unveiled an aggressive economic policy agenda. The details are $25,000 subsidy for first-time home buyers, a federal subsidy of $25,000 for more than 1 million first-time home buyers to assist them with down payments, a $6,000 child tax credit for the first year of a baby's life, in addition to restoring the Biden administration's child tax credit that expired in 2021, which provided $3,000 per child, up from $2,000. Elimination of medical debt, proposing to cancel medical debt for millions of Americans by using federal funds to buy and forgive outstanding medical debt from healthcare providers, a ban on price gouging for groceries and food, introducing the first ever ban on price gouging for groceries and food, including authorizing the Federal Trade Commission to impose fines on grocery stores that engage in excessive price hikes, cap on prescription drug costs, expanding on provisions from the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act. Harris proposes capping out-of-pocket spending on prescription drugs at $2,000 annually for all Americans, extending beyond just Medicare beneficiaries. Earned income tax credit expansion, expanding the earned income tax credit for lower wage workers by up to $1,500. Affordable Care Act subsidies, extending subsidies for Americans on the Affordable Care Act exchanges, targeting pharmaceutical companies. Harris plans to target pharmaceutical companies that block competition and engage in abusive practices, supporting ongoing efforts by the Federal Trade Commission. Harris is going to work for Americans. Trump's economic agenda, tax cuts for the rich, tariffs that will raise prices, repeal clean energy investments, cruel mass deportations. Trump will work solely for the rich. Tim Walz. Walz said, I happen to be the first union member on a presidential ticket since Ronald Reagan, but rest assured, I won't lose my way. Walz said billionaires aren't waiting for their Social Security check to come in to get by, but I know people who are, like my mom, who depends on her entire retirement on Social Security benefits that she earned, by the way. We should have every expectation that we're not cutting taxes for the wealthiest while we hurt the most vulnerable amongst us. More than 1,000 veterans and military family members have signed an open letter saying they are appalled at Donald Trump and J.D. Vance's politically motivated attacks on the military service of Walz. Walz is an American patriot. Vance has attacked women and men without children, couples with stepchildren or adoptive children, women who can no longer get pregnant, same-sex marriages and families, interracial marriages and families. Vance is Trump's anti-American czar. Polls. The general election poll in Florida has Trump at 50%, Harris at 47%. Kamala is putting Florida into play. Gen Z is energized like never before, with young voters flocking to Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. More than 230,000 voters have registered to vote in the past 3 weeks, of which 81% were between 18 and 34-year-olds. You're seeing a lot of movement to Harris and Walz right now. The Quinnipiac poll reveals that she is leading Donald Trump 48% to 45% in the crucial swing state of Pennsylvania. The poll also discovered that Harris is leading Trump with independents 46% to his 42%. Even more impressively, more women support Harris with a 54% to 41% margin. 50% of voters said that Kamala Harris cares about average Americans. 46% say so about Trump. So it's 50% to 46%. 52% say Harris has the kind of personality and temperament it takes to serve effectively as president. Only 46 believe that in Trump. That's 52-46. 46% believe Harris is honest. 37 say Trump is. 46% to 37%. Kamala Harris election odds just hit another record high. She's now leading Trump by 8 percentage points nationwide, according to Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market. This is Harris' largest lead to date. Evangelicals for Harris, the group already has over 200,000 evangelical Christians who have signed a pledge to volunteer and vote for Harris-Walz ticket. And a big Zoom call, they ain't playing. Teamsters National Black Caucus formally endorses Harris for president. With Harris and Walz in the White House, we have a real chance to secure a future where working people are at the heart of America's progress. The executive board of the caucus wrote in its announcement on Facebook. J.D. Vance. Vance on Vice President Harris. He said she wants to take away your gas stove. She even wants to take away your ability to eat red meat. This is Vance being weird again. App Harvest, a startup Vance helped fund, promoted, and was a board member, not only created nightmare conditions for workers, but they brought in busloads of immigrants to replace local Kentuckians, then hid them from investors. Vance declined on Fox News to commit to attend the CBS vice presidential debate on October 1st, which Walz already confirmed he'll attend. We're not going to walk into a fake news media garbage debate, Vance said. Vance claims suburban women care about normal things, not reproductive rights. Vance is weird and definitely not a normal person. Women do care about their reproductive rights and their health care. 24 people showed up for the Vance speech. 24 weird people. Trump. Trump claims credit for bringing down the price of insulin for seniors on Medicare. The fact is, on August 16th, 2022, President Biden signed the historic Inflation Reduction Act into law, capping insulin co-pays for nearly 4 million seniors on Medicare patients at $35 a month. Trump just claimed that America's education system is ranked around the bottom in the world. Well, we're ranked 13th out of 177. Trump's cognitive decline is on steroids. Former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton said, I personally, having watched Trump and Putin together on several occasions, have listened into their phone conversations. I think that Putin essentially thinks that Trump is an easy mark because Trump kisses Putin's ass. Trump tells a room full of ultra-wealthy, you're all people that have a lot of money, you're rich as hell, we're gonna give you tax cuts. Trump doesn't give a damn about the middle class. Footage surfaced of Donald Trump saying that he would cut Social Security and Medicare. Trump is now selling altered $2 bills for $19.95 plus shipping and handling with a fake certificate of authenticity. This violates the following: counterfeiting laws, fraud and false statement, forgery, mutilation of national bank obligations, consumer protection laws. Enough is enough. Lock this bum up. Trump's plan is to tie up congressional acceptance of the election results so no one gets to 270 until after January 20th, when he believes he only needs 51 House votes to put him back into office. Another way Trump will try to steal this election. Trump campaign was forced to pay North Carolina City $82,000 in advance for a rally at a venue that holds only 2,400 people because larger venues there won't host him because he will stiff everybody, including them. Trump wants to cut $30 billion from SNAP because nothing says save the children like starving them. Trump votes early in Florida primary. How is Trump able to vote when Florida explicitly prohibits convicted felons who are convicted of their felonies in other states from voting in Florida? Trump shouldn't be allowed to vote. His vote should be disqualified. Tina Peters, former Colorado County Clerk, is found guilty of 7 charges, including 4 felonies tied to her pro-Trump voting machine tampering in the 2020 election. Peters was convicted of 3 counts of attempting to influence a public servant, 1 count of conspiracy to commit criminal impersonation, first-degree official misconduct, violation of duty, and failing to comply with the Secretary of State. She is scheduled to be sentenced on October 3rd and could face prison time. Let's hope that she does. Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling could be handed 5-year prison sentences and fined up to 214,000 lira or 274,533 and 11 cents in American dollars if Algerian Olympic boxer Imane Khalif wins criminal cyberbullying case against them. July's CPI inflation rate fell to 2.9%, which below expectations of 3%. It looks like Biden has got the economy in check after COVID led to huge inflation. U.S. crude oil production has officially hit a record 13.4 million barrels per day. Daily oil production has increased by 22% over the last 4 years. If the Harris-Walz campaign can sustain its current momentum, Democrats will likely not only win the White House, but also keep the Senate control and flip the House. So let's make sure we all vote. Every American Social Security number may have been stolen in a new major hack, with over 2.7 billion records allegedly compromised from national public data. The stolen information includes Social Security numbers and physical addresses. So beware and check your information. 1 year after former police officer Connor Grubb has been officially charged with the murder of Takia Young and her unborn child. Okay, that's all for today's episode of Black Men in America. Stay informed and engaged as we continue to follow the Harris-Walz and Trump-Vance campaigns. Remember to subscribe, share, and tune in next time for more in-depth coverage and analysis. Until then, stay politically savvy and don't forget to vote. And may God bless us all.